In a quiet corner of 19th century West Virginia lies a tale so spooky, so mysterious that it blurs the line between life and death. This is the chilling story of the Greenbrier Ghost, a ghostly apparition that solved her own murder. Our story begins in 1896 in the peaceful town of Greenbrier County. Elva Zona Heaster, a young and beautiful woman, had recently married a charming blacksmith named Erasmus Trout Shue. Their love seemed like a fairy tale, but hidden beneath the surface were secrets, dark secrets. Elva's mother, Mary Jane Heaster, had an uneasy feeling about Trout from the beginning. Despite her reservations, Elva and Trout got married, and life in their small town continued as usual. But behind closed doors, their relationship was anything but peaceful. At first, things seemed fine. They appeared to be a happy couple, but as time passed, the cracks began to show. There were whispers among the townsfolk about heated arguments, and Elva often appearing with bruises. It seemed that Trout had a dark side, one that he kept hidden from the public eye. In January 1897, tragedy struck. Elva was found dead in her home by a neighbor who had come to check on her after she didn't show up for her daily chores. Her body was positioned at the bottom of the stairs, arms crossed over her chest in a way that seemed too deliberate. The local doctor quickly examined her and listed the cause of death as everlasting faint, a term used for heart failure or a stroke. But Mary Jane Heaster knew something was amiss. Devastated by the loss of her daughter, Mary Jane prayed fervently for answers. She felt deep in her heart that her daughter's death was not natural. Her prayers were soon answered in the most unexpected way. For several nights, Mary Jane claimed that Elva's spirit visited her, revealing the true cause of her death. According to Mary Jane, Elva's ghost appeared in her dreams, describing how Trout had brutally attacked her in a fit of rage, breaking her neck. The spirit demonstrated this by turning her head completely around, facing backward. This terrifying vision compelled Mary Jane to seek justice for her daughter. Determined to uncover the truth, Mary Jane approached the local prosecutor, John Preston. At first, he was skeptical, thinking it was just a grieving mother's delusion. But Mary Jane's conviction and the inconsistencies in Elva's death certificate led him to investigate further. In February 1897, after gaining approval, Elva's body was exhumed for a proper autopsy. The examination revealed chilling evidence. Her neck had indeed been broken, with clear fingerprints indicating strangulation. This physical evidence supported Mary Jane's spectral account, leading to Trout's arrest for murder. When questioned, Trout gave conflicting accounts of the events leading to Elva's death, further raising suspicions. On the day Elva was found, Trout claimed he had been at work, but there were no witnesses to corroborate his alibi. The neighbor who found Elva mentioned seeing Trout acting strangely around the time of her death, increasing the doubts about his innocence. The trial of Erasmus Trout Shue began in June 1897. The courtroom was packed with curious townsfolk eager to hear the details of this bizarre case. Mary Jane's testimony about her ghostly encounters with Elva became the cornerstone of the prosecution's case. Despite the unusual nature of her evidence, the physical proof of Elva's injuries convinced the jury of Trout's guilt. The trial was intense. Prosecutor John Preston presented the autopsy results and questioned witnesses about Trout's behavior. Mary Jane's account of Elva's ghost visits was recounted with a haunting clarity, adding an eerie dimension to the proceedings. The defense tried to discredit Mary Jane, but the physical evidence was overwhelming. Trout was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison. He maintained his innocence until the end, claiming that Elva had fallen down the stairs in a tragic accident. But the evidence was undeniable. He died a few years later in prison, taking the secrets of that fateful night to his grave. But the story of the Greenbrier Ghost lived on, a testament to a mother's love and the lengths she would go to seek justice for her child. Elva Zona Heaster's grave became a symbol of this extraordinary tale. Over the years, it has become a notable sight for both locals and tourists intrigued by the haunting legend of the Greenbrier Ghost. Visitors often leave flowers and other tokens at her grave, drawn by the spooky tale of how Elva's spirit revealed the truth of her own murder. The legend of the Greenbrier Ghost reminds us that sometimes the truth can indeed come from beyond the grave. As the mists of time part, we find that even the most mysterious tales can have their secrets revealed.